Welcome to Trending Educational News on Here TV Africa. This is the 22nd week of our news bulletin on Here TV Africa, your #1 internet radio. My name is Florence Emmanuel and I will be your host for today. Here are the headlines from verified newspapers. Kano Gov bails out its first stranded Kano students in Cyprus. Bauchi government declared basic education certificate examination Bece to be compulsory. Ogun State donates facility for new Federal University of Health Science. Federal government has announced a monthly stipend of 45,000 naira for students enrolled in technical colleges across the country. UTME Resit score above 200 and candidates can't choose their initial scores. Jamb has disbursed 3 billion to accredited CBT centers across Nigeria. Today, I have a wonderful guest in the studio. Will join us right after this short break. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Abafab College of Innovation and Content Creation offers 6 months and 12 months training into content creating, internet radio, sound engineering and music production, film and video editing, and OAP and cinematography. For more detail chat 0802312959.
Welcome back. It's week 22 of Trending Educational News Bulletin on Here TV Africa. Like I said earlier, I have a very important guest who is a specialist in education in the studio today and is already here to dissect today's headline. I have the person of Mr. Mugbademu Adetokunbo. Mr. Adetokunbo, welcome to Here TV Africa.
Thank you very much for having me.
So it's nice to have you today. Can you please introduce yourself? Can we meet you?
Thank you for having me. My name is Mugbademu Adetokunbo, the CEO of the SSCE Integrated Services, an educational consultancy. I'm the CEO and we are live in Neco, Lagos State. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming once again. Here TV love to have you. So let's dive quickly into the headlines that we have today. So from the Guardian newspaper, we have Kano State pays the governor of Kano State paid 2.24 billion naira to rescue 84 stranded students in Cyprus. According to the story, you know, this student has been in Cyprus for the past 5 years and been stranded there. What measure do you think can be put in place to prevent this kind of occurrence? At least there was a governor in that office before the Governor Abakabir became the governor. So what do you think?
The first question I would like to ask is if those students were sponsored by the government.
Yes, they were.
If they were sponsored, then the word stranded it should be an embarrassment to the government. If it was the government who sponsored them, that means they have a responsibility. So they shouldn't come out to say they are stranded. For that word, they should take it as they should cover their face. That is how I would put it. Because if I've sponsored somebody to a place and that person is now stranded, it's your shame, not the person's shame. So coming out to say they are stranded, I will not welcome that. Personally, that's my own opinion. So they shouldn't have used that word stranded. And the government should do better. There are some things we need to put in place in our universities. We shouldn't, at this 24th century that we find ourselves, fine, knowledge should be found around. You go north, you go south, you go west, but there are some things you need to do that will give you prestige, that will make people to identify your state, if not your country, that you are unique. So what you ought to have done to yourself, you don't take that fund. Now Nigeria is complaining about the economy being down or something, and now we are still pushing that fund that is not sufficient. We are still putting it outside. Look at the exchange rate now. You should imagine how much will be going. 2.24 billion in Nigeria economy. If a state should use that on something that is productive, we will see the signs. All these students, to me, it is only when if I have to figure that, okay, what they went there to study is something we don't have here. That is when I will now know that, okay.
Most of them were science students, medical students.
They could be medical students.
We have engineering.
But are they masters in that medical line, or they are PhD, they are doctorate students there, or they are just BSc?
No, not first degree.
They are not first degree.
No.
If they are not first degree, fine. Like I said earlier, it is good you search, you look around for more knowledge, so that what you have within you will be productive too. You understand? But we need to manage ourselves. This economy is not too good, so we need to manage what we have. And if they've been sent out before this predicament we find ourselves, then they should have fine-tuned a way whereby that project, because I see it as a project, it will have been part and parcel of what they will have budgeted for this year. Because all these things, they are bad negative, they have negative picture of our country, not to now talk of that state itself. So we need to be proactive, know what we should do at the right time. If you have sent somebody on an errand, you should know that there's responsibility from you, so that that person will achieve what you have sent that person to achieve, and it will be done in a good way. It's not that because somebody who is stranded, psychologically
their certificate was actually withheld by Neareast University.
It will be, because it is, if you look at it, it's a business. You pay, then I offer my services. But now you are not paying, and if I have done mine, believing you will pay at a particular time, and you did not pay, I have that right to withhold anything I can hold on to, so that my money will come in, so that you make the payment. All these things has been happening locally. There are some times that even our O-level giants here, let me put it that way, Waec, we hold on to some states results. It is when the governor pays, that is when they will now release those results. All those things are slapped. They are negative vibes, if I can use that word. You understand? So we need to be proactive and know what we are doing.
Thank you very much for your input. That was a very nice one.
Yeah.
So let's move to the next one from Nigerian Education News. I have Bauchi State declares the basic education certificate examination to be mandatory, to equalize, to bring a form of to equalize the education system, both for private and public schools. So this initiative, how do you think this policy would affect students in rural or
it is a welcome news idea for me. But when you are talking about something compulsory, when you are saying it is compulsory, is it compulsory that it will be funded by the government, or the parents will come out to fund it themselves? We need to understand that, because in Lagos State, that I can give an example for it. In Lagos State, all public schools in Lagos State, the government have been paying, at least not this present, not even the past, they've been paying for all public schools. It is only the private that do pays. You understand? Yes. And the word compulsory, I don't really see it that Lagos have made it compulsory, because if it had been a compulsory exercise, at least I know of students who have done Bece exam for the past 10 years, and they are in government parastatal, but 1 or 2 out of their credentials, the result was not
nothing to write.
No, it's not that it was nothing to write. It was not mentioned. It was not part of the criteria of what they asked them to bring during yes. Because if you want to make something compulsory, it means you will put some measures. So yes, it's like when you're saying we make NIN compulsory. It means when you move to the bank, they will ask you. You move to anywhere, they will ask you. You move to this, they will ask you. Okay, all the students that are getting admission into the university, how many schools do ask about their basic results? How many schools? There's no school, not even the private university. As far as I know.
Once you have your O-level.
Once you have your O-level, then your Jamb, then you do their post-UTME, either by exam or by grading. then all is well. So when you are not saying you make something compulsory and at the end of the day it's not relevant, because there is difference between compulsory and relevancy. So when you make something compulsory for me, it means even if I don't want to do it, I should see reasons to even say thank you in the nearest future for forcing me, if I could use that word, to do it, or compelling me to do it. Not that you force me to do something and far by and near is almost 99.9% that I do not even need it. Then what is the essence of that compulsion?
I agree with your point.
So
I agree. So we'll move to the next one quickly.
All right.
So Ogun State donates facility for new Federal University of Health Science. That's Governor Dapo Abiodun. So my question is, what impact do you think this will have on the health sector, especially around that region?
One of the responsibilities of a good governor or a good government is to provide shelter, housing, food, health, good health care for the masses. I will not want to say thank you, but I will also say thank you, because when you are doing your work and I'm telling you thank you, praising you for it to some extent, to me it's not really what I should, but in this part of the world it has been part of our norms to say thank you for what we know that you should not shy away from. Yes, you understand? It's like you know, somebody, okay, I should say thank you for sitting down or eating. when you know yourself that it is what you should do, you understand? But yes, it is part of us to say thank you. So we always say thank you to the governor for doing that, because he might have he has the power to say no, I want to do something else.
Exactly.
And facing these health sectors, you know, we still need more. Like Oliver Twist, he should do better. He should do more for us.
I actually think that both states and federal governments, it should be a collaborative effort.
It's sure, because we have the federal medical centers, and we have hospitals, the general hospitals in each state, and even the governors are the one maintaining the health centers in the rural area. So it's still a collaborated effort. But I just want more of such to happen, because all governors, they need to prioritize health. Is very, very, very important. Health, because once you are not healthy, you will not be productive. It has been if you are psychologically down, that is a form of not being healthy too as well. Then what can someone who is insane or psychologically derailed, what can that person do that will be positive? Nothing. It won't be productive. You understand? So, but when we have a community, a state and a governor that prioritize good health to the masses, you understand? Such governor as you know, prioritize positivity and productivity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So on that, we say a very good well done to the governor of Ogun State.
Yeah. And
I hope others will. You know,
let's be hopeful and let's pray. So that's why it's even good we talk about it, so that
it's good it's actually good when we talk
there's
about
power in voice.
Because there are a lot of states that it is one thing for you to be in a position, occupy a position, and you are discharging your duties responsibility as expected. And while you are occupying an office and you are not doing what you are not delivering.
Sure.
So, for as many that are delivering, I think it is not a bad idea when we celebrate them.
Well, it's good we celebrate them, but we should not over celebrate these people, because this is why they have been elected.
They are long overdue?
No. It's not that they are long overdue. But okay, you've invited me to talk here, and I've welcomed that interview, saying thank you. in as much I've granted it, I know I should do what I should do. No, fine, it's good to say, like Oliver Twist, we want more. Okay. That is what we are saying.
Alright, no problem.
But if it is to thank them, we always thank them, so that, like Oliver Twist, more will come from them.
Alright,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, quickly, let's move to the next one. Federal government introduces 45,000 naira allowance for technical colleges.
Yeah. It was a breaking news, and when I saw the headlines, I was happy. You know,
so sorry, let me quickly ask this question concerning this stipend of a thing. I think I kind of like this, but my question is, you know, this initiative will actually drive a kind of influence, on the enrollment in technical colleges.
Yes.
What do you see to this?
When we are doing something, I have a friend who always tells you, what you cannot finish, you don't start. You understand? That's his own ideology. It is a good thing to start with, how will I call it, you know, trying to bring people to the technical school, you know, encourage them, help them with the stipend, because as this economy is, it is good, but 45,000 is a stipend. But at least they've started from somewhere. But what I will say is, you know, reviving our technical colleges is a good, is a round peg in a round hole. It is long overdue. When you visit all these schools, you know that we've abandoned a virtue. Because those people who attended these schools long time ago, you can see, go and look at the companies they have. You know, in this part of the world, we believe everything should be white collar.
No.
We believe I have to knot my tie. Holding my hammer, holding my screwdriver is nothing. But let me tell you, all these people who are traveling now, when you go online, you go on Google and you start searching for jobs available, you will see that they are looking for artisans.
Exactly.
You understand? So it means if those people who brought in Western education, who introduced all these things to us, are still seeking people to come and do
artisans.
You understand? And we have where we can build people, and yet we ignore such. And we are looking at another area. Nigeria needs artisans too to contribute their own quota to the economy. You understand? Then another question I will ask is, how many years would they use? Is it 3? Is it 4? It was not fine. But the reason why I said don't start what you cannot finish is it the first year that they will be given? That when they now, you know, maybe you get promoted to the next level, will they stop it, or will it be throughout of the year they will spend there? Because we need to know, so that by the time this student have their admission there, and they will say, they gave us for the first session, the second session, and we were not given anymore.
That will take me to this question. I was about to ask this question. That do you think there should be a kind of mechanism that will be put in place to make sure that the disbursement of this money will be effective?
The disbursement, I believe they will have done their own work very well, because I want to believe that enrolling the students, giving them admission, will come, they have their accounts and all those things. You understand? So I want to believe it will just be a one-time payment from any bank that is being assigned to handle that project. It will go with their NIN, their BVN, and I don't think the government should have issues with that.
Considering the transparency issue that we have in Nigeria, do you think it will be effective?
I want to be hopeful, because the government has started a good thing. So let us be cautious optimistic and be cautious of what we will put forward, so that it will not look as if even what we want to do, it has been getting critics outside. So we should advise them, then we should go with them. It's a good initiative, starting with 45,000, but fine, because I'm still pondering on the area of, will it be a continuum, or will it have a time, a stipulated time that this thing will be effective? Are they giving them for 6 months? Are they giving them for 1 year? Will it be throughout of their stay? They need to let us know. So that a family who says, a father who says, okay, hello sir, can you give us, my child is available for this offer. Okay, now they said they will be giving them 45,000. And at the end of the day, the first month, 45 came in. Second month, 45 came in. Third month, nothing. At the end of the day, there are some parents who believe that 45 will be a continuum. And if at the end of the day, they just woke up one day and they see that the money is not forthcoming, they will just tell the child, you know me, I don't have the money. It's because of this 45,000 I said you should go. And if the money is not forthcoming, it's better you come in. Then it means we've just reverted to where we are coming
from.
Where
we started from.
So we need to be cautious.
Okay. So, well, I will just stress what you said, that the government can do very, very well by making sure that every mechanism necessary for those implementation to be effective should be put in place.
Yes.
So we'll move to the next one. So you are an educational, a specialist in education, and you are very familiar, close to the students. So considering the forth and back about the Jamb results, I was talking about the receipts that occurred weeks back. So what do you think about the Jamb said the score they had before will no longer be tenable, and they would have to make use of their latest score. Do you think there are still no glitches?
To me, I want to play the left and the right.
Okay.
If you can, I want to let me be Jamb advocate now. Then I will now come to be the student advocate and to be the parent advocate as well. Then Jamb will be representing the government, because this blame, so to say, Jamb has the higher percentage, because they are the one responsible for conducting that exam. Okay, the best, like you said I'm a specialist in it. Fine, in education, but in IT, not $1, but at least to some extent. But I want to believe, as a CBT exam, the way a CBT exam is being designed, once you click submit, your score has been recorded.
Okay.
Once a child clicks submit, the score has been recorded. Yes. When Jamb started this CBT of a thing during the board journey, when he started, he was queried that why don't you release results immediately since it's CBT? But there are some response which were not verified anyway, they were not official, you understand? So, but the thing was like, okay, some students might fail and being bad, and while he or she was still working home, she might feel bad and like do otherwise, another child, so many responses here and there. But at least during the board during days era, 24-48 hours, at worst 72 hours, your result is out. But now, this year, when they were done with that exam, and I noticed that it took them almost eternity to bring out the result, I know there is a problem. I know there is a glitch somewhere. You understand? And as the prof will say, he said is a human stroke technological error. That is what they will tell us.
So considering this, this cost them another about over 3 billion.
To redeem what has been damaged might be expensive than doing something fresh sometimes. Because if you look at it, whatever the measures they put in, Jamb will try his own, but it cannot be 100% accurate because there are so many things that will have happened. On the side of a student, how do you measure the psychics that the score was not for him or her? And that was his or her own belief too. You now said, okay, you have to come back
and take a receipt.
We handle issues more differently than one another. That kind of a situation might derail a particular child, and another child might see it as okay, a second chance to thrive. You understand? On the side of a second chance of a student that got derailed by that kind of act, then what do you say? A child who has put in all his or her best and the result came out, he or she scored 120. You now say come back. Or a child that has been beaten or that has been talked to in a manner that he or she did not like by the parent. You wasted my money, you did this, you did that. So now going back, what effect do you think such will have on that child? Sometimes we do say exam is not a measure of knowledge.
But sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does. But to some extent, a child who was going for an exam and now they call that the mother died. What happens?
The mental stability of that child has been
but in this part of the world, what you have on your result sheet, that is what we reckon with. You understand? So in that kind of a situation, they now do Jamb, prove themselves or come out in a way that we will say they have done well to such a child. On the side of the parents, to Jamb, on the side of the parent, we Jamb really prove that this is the strength of your child.
Exactly.
When you have told me that my child will be coming twice for a particular something,
and the results,
and let's say my child got 190 and you said he should come back, and at the second time he scored 170, will I believe you that you have done something?
Definitely.
No.
Definitely.
I will not believe. Then the money that the parents who have spent on transportation, feeding, everything, where will they put all this? The emotional stress. There are some parents, they will stay with the child, their children for 24 hours per day because they are writing an exam.
Yes.
Where do you put that? How do you quantify that? How do you pay for that? No, what has happened is an ugly situation, fine. But we just need to prevent such occurrence from happening in the future, because this is not giving us a good image. And to Jamb, I will want to, because they need to portray the students of Nigeria very well. You understand? I've not seen where US is talking about their children, that they score this, they score that. I've not seen. In UK, it has never happened. Even Ghana, I don't think Ghana have done that. So we should, because there are some ways. I'm not saying they should not grade them, but now that is even if it's coming out fine, there are some things we should restrict to ourselves, because by the time we turn a new leaf of that thing, those who heard about the past, they will still take it. And we are trying to, portray ourselves to promote Nigeria as the giant of Africa, if not the giant of the world. We can get there if we do the right thing.
All right.
You understand? That is my
Thank you very much. Actually, I know you have a lot to say about Jamb, because you are so connected.
Yeah, very well.
But time will not permit us. So let's just take this last one from the Guardian newspaper. 3 years ban should be placed for students who malpractices during examination, said by the Minister of Education. So I mean the Waec, Neco, and every other exams like that. So my question is, considering the forth and back and everything that has happened, do you think schools, bodies, and schools and every other educational bodies, do you think there is a ground whereby they can come together and collaborate to actually prevent this malpractice?
Thank you. What the Honorable Minister said is just a projection, like a suggestion to me, because such thing, I believe the House will ratify it. And by what the law says, we have criminal offenses, we have civil offenses. 3 years for, I'm not advocating for malpractice anyway, but we just need to understand that.
Or do you think there could be other measures?
There could be other measures.
Right.
Certainly there could be other measures. But 3 years to me is a capital punishment. It's a capital punishment. I don't want to dive in some other cases so that I won't look as if I'm advocating or I'm soliciting for malpractice. No. But to me, that 3 years is too harsh for such. Because you are telling, there are some offenses. Okay, now under the law, there are some offenses that a minor will do or a major will do, somebody above 18 will do, and we get a capital punishment for it. But there are some things, that same thing, if a minor does that, I believe there is a low ground for such a minor.
That is not as
yes, as now you are now saying 3 years for a minor, and if you look at the age range of those sitting for Waec this year, if they are 100, I just want to use that example. If the population is 100, the minor there should be 70%. The minor should be 70%. And when it's a minor now does that, you are now saying 3 years. You have just turned that person to come out worse. But you understand? That is. So I want to, I want to plead that they should look for other measures
or punishment.
I believe once you commit a sin, there should be a punishment. Consequences should follow. But that area of 3 years, they should leave that area. They should find a way that we go along. That they are just looking at it like, okay, Waec, Neco, all those things. Who are those doing it? Who are the students? What is their age? You understand? They need to look at that area too. You understand? That is my thing.
Thank you very much
for
coming today.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's been an amazing time with you in the studio today, analyzing the headlines that we have before us today. So that will be all for today. Thank you very much. Thanks for staying to the end of the program, Week 22 Trending Educational News on Here TV Africa. Do well to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get notified whenever we post another video. I remain your humble host, Florence Emmanuel. Until next time, see you. Bye.